Good morning. I'm Susie Valentine. I am a Theta Healing Master Instructor. I'm a psychic and I communicate with starseeds. And today we're going to do another Theta Healing example session. Now you can do Theta Healing sessions on other people, but you can also do Theta Healing sessions on yourself. And I'd like to introduce that more to people, especially Theta Healing practitioners. I recommend doing a Theta Healing course, becoming a Theta Healing practitioner before you do the work on yourself to just make sure you have been taught the Theta Healing technique, you understand the technique. But even watching these videos, you can do without being a practitioner, right? So good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all again. And today the topic is going to be around judgment. So I usually choose topics that are relevant for myself so I can clear my own beliefs and give you a good example of how to do a Theta Healing digging session or belief work session. And today, what I really got guided is to work on judgment. And it's especially judgment around being spiritual, judgment around energy work, judgment around extraterrestrials and starseeds. That's kind of the topics that have been coming up for me. And usually when I ask creator for the topics, I also ask for topics that are going to help me, but also the audience. So it's really done with an intention to benefit everybody, the clearing, the digging, and the shifting of the energy. Yeah. Often you don't need to do much. Just watching it can already bring new awarenesses. And when there are new awarenesses, energy starts shifting already. Now, that isn't a guarantee that you don't need to do your own belief work, because you still do whenever the time is right for you. But just watching these things can already start shifting things, can bring you on the right path, can give you some motivation. So just allow the things to unfold for you in the highest and best way. And when you have that intention, the right things will come in the right time on your path. All right, let's get started. So I wrote some beliefs down. I'm going to start with testing these beliefs. So what we do with Theta Healing, we use an energy method called energy testing. It's also used, or muscle testing, it's also used with kinesiology, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the beliefs in my subconscious. Because when my subconscious is holding on to beliefs that I'm not aware of, it's still constantly influencing me in life, but I'm not aware of that. And that's just part of science, right? Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to zip up my energy field by just going from my root chakra to my top. And then I'm going to calibrate my body to just make sure I'm testing correctly. So I'm going to stand in the middle and say, yes, yes, yes. My body is moving forward. No, no, no. My body is moving backwards. And I know I'm testing correctly. And I want to do that every time I test. Okay, the first belief. On any level, in any language, I am judged for being spiritual. Yes. On any level, in any language, I am judged for the energy work I do. Yes. On any level, in any language, I am judged for being psychic. Yes. On any level, in any language, I am judged for my communication with starseeds. Yes. On any level, in any language, I am judged for my contact with extraterrestrials. Yes. So I've got all these beliefs, and they have resulted in being judged a little bit more than usual in the last couple of months, especially the last couple of weeks, 3 months really. I'm pretty good with dealing with judgment. Now, if it's, people judge all the time, but if it's not impacting me, then I'm pretty okay with it, because I know that I'm not necessarily on a vibration that is resonate or that is at the same level as the people that are judging, so therefore it's not impacting me. But when the judgment starts impacting me, which I actually had a few times recently, I was like, oh, I really need to look at my beliefs, because when the judgment energy is impacting me, it means on some level there's an energetic match, right? And that I don't want, because it starts impacting me as a person. So I need to look at these beliefs. Judgment can only really happen on some level when I am a vibrational match with that. So when I do the belief work, I shift my energy, I change my vibration, and then the aim is not to be a match with that anymore. And when you're not a match anymore, it doesn't really impact you so much. Does that make sense? I hope so. So this is something you guys can do as well in your own life. And I'd love to know how you're getting on after you've watched this session and how the judgment might be impacting you, or most likely impacting you less. Okay, by the way, I'm not giving any advice or anything like that. I'm just sharing my personal experiences. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to connect up to creator energy, because with Theta Healing, we either use source energy, divine energy, creator energy. So we're going to do a little meditation to connect up. Then I'm going to scan my own energy field, and then I will start the digging process. Yeah? If you want to join connecting and doing a little meditation, you can. It's your choice. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. So we're connecting to the theta brainwave now. Now allow yourself to center in your heart and feel your heart. Then just imagine that you're becoming one with every cell in your body. We're going to expand the energy out to connect this time. So become one with your entire body. Beautiful. And then imagine you're becoming one with your chair. And the floor and the walls and the ceiling. You're becoming one with the entire room you're in. Just imagine. Very good. Now you're gently going to expand out, and you're going to imagine you become one with the building that you're in, with the village or the city that you're in. You don't have to push the energy, you're just gently expanding it out, and it happens automatically. Now imagine you're one with your entire country. This gently expands further to the entire world. You're sharing space and molecules with the entire world. Very good. Now imagine you're going to expand out. You're going to become one with the moon and the stars and the entire universe. Keep it simple, it just happens for you. Keep going and imagine you're becoming one with the layers and layers of light. Many bright lights. And then you expand out into a golden light. Very good. And then you're going to expand out further into a jelly-like substance that shines in all the colors of the rainbow. And keep going out. You're going to expand into beautiful iridescent white light. You become one with the creator of all that is, the pure unconditional love energy, the energy of creation. And everything turns into this beautiful energy of creation. And with your permission, I'm just going to cleanse the space for everybody. It feels a little heavy, so I'm going to cleanse my own space. And with your permission, I will also do yours and fill it up with unconditional love. This also works when you watch the replay. Beautiful. Sometimes when I feel the energy is a little heavy, I start with that because it makes the session a lot lighter. It's a lot easier to get answers and things like that. Okay, so now I'm going to ask Creator to scan my energy field to understand where these beliefs are coming from and where to start my digging. Okay, there are two things that are really coming up when I scan my energy field. And the first thing is, I need to be a target to keep others safe. I'm going to write that down because that feels like a belief. And the next thing is like, there's a fear of missing out on the early extraterrestrial contact. Now, sometimes there might not be a logical link to the initial beliefs we started with. And that's okay, because the subconscious isn't always logic. So you just go with whatever comes up, right? So there's a fear of missing out on early ET contact. I can test these if I want to, if I want the confirmation. Now, I've done thousands of sessions. I've already tested my top beliefs. I know these are beliefs that are in the stack. I'm really going to go for that bottom belief. If you do a session on yourself and you feel like you need to test a few more times, you obviously can do. Okay, I'm just going to see what's underneath there. So I'm now back to connecting to Creator and starting the digging process to really find that bottom belief that's holding all of this in place. Okay, Creator says the questions to start with is, what's the worst that can happen if you are a target to be able to keep others safe, but because of that you miss out on the early extraterrestrial contact? Okay, the answer that's coming up is, then I still have done my duty. And the duty feels around being like keeping others safe. So the question from Creator then is like, why is your duty so important? And who told you this is your duty? Okay, so when I do my duties, I feel like I'm worthy. That's what's coming up. And who told me about that this is my duty? That was me. I told myself. I told myself because I thought that's linked to like being more worthy, being like respected and liked by others. So that's what we do quite a lot of the time, right? We want to be able to fit in, we want to be able to be respected, we want to be able to be worthy, and therefore we kind of put conditions in place subconsciously, sometimes even consciously. But often these are not needed. These are all like extra things that it's almost like extra curtains to avoid our real authenticity to come through, right? Okay, let's have a look further. So the next question from Creator is, what's the worst that can happen if you are not worthy? If you're trying to really fit in, but you're not worthy, but being judged instead? Then what's coming up? Then I'm really confused because I'm putting aside who I like, my true authentic energy, in order to fit in order to be what they want me to be. And that's not enough. So then I am not enough. Okay. And creator's asking, when is the first time that you felt like you weren't enough? So now we're going back to like history level digging. Are we going to history level digging? And what was coming up is the first time that I felt I wasn't enough is the first time my soul came to earth. And what happened when my soul came to earth first time? Okay. It's like incarnated on earth, and it's like, what I hear is it fell from heaven and it directly disappeared. So like, it fell from heaven, like, it makes no sense, but these kind of things you just kind of need to go with and see what happens, because eventually you get to a bottom belief, and that's linked to everything else, and then it will resolve. And you see, there's a fear of being judged around what's coming up because it doesn't make any logical sense. So I want to explain now why this is not making any logical sense. So there's a pattern there, right? Okay, what came up is I fell from heaven and I directly disappeared. So it's almost like I'm unworthy of incarnating on earth. That's kind of what the sense that I'm getting. What's the worst that can happen if you're unworthy of incarnating on earth? Then you're unworthy. My soul is unworthy of incarnating anywhere. I'm never able to grow. I'm never able to succeed. I'm never able to be anyone. Okay. And then what's the worst that can happen when you're never able to be anyone? Or what's going to happen when you're never able to be anyone? And what I'm hearing is like, that's the only moment I can be my true self. So let's see. I can only be my true self if I am never able to be anyone. All right. Let's test that one. So, yes, no. On any level, in any language, I can only be my true self if I'm never able to be anyone. Yeah. I don't really want to have that belief because I still want to be able to be anyone. And I want to be able to be my true self. So I'm going to see if this is the bottom belief or if there's something underneath there. Now, Creator says I'm not really at the bottom belief just yet. So I'm just going to go a little deeper. Even though it feels very close to the bottom, right? So what's going to happen if I'm going to be my true self and I am? then I'm banned from Earth. Why am I banned from Earth and from my true self? Then I'm too powerful to be on Earth. And what's the worst that can happen if I'm too powerful to be on Earth? There's a possibility of Earth destruction, but what actually feels more like that's the easy answer, but what actually lingers underneath there is like Earth graduates too quickly. It's almost like there's no space for the other souls to evolve at their pace. And like, this is all just beliefs, right? Okay. What's underneath there? Okay. So then underneath there is a fear of being able to steer humanity's fate. What's the worst that can happen then? Sounds like then I don't want to know myself. Why not? Because it's a too big of a responsibility to be able to do something like that. And I fear I will be blamed for the outcome. Okay, and what's the worst that can happen if I'm blamed for outcomes or this outcome? I will be nothing. And what's the worst that can happen if I'm nothing? I will be destroyed. What's the worst that can happen if I'm destroyed? I don't exist. And then I'm nothing again. So it feels like a little bit of a loop. I'm nothing. I'm destroyed and I exist. No. Nothing. I'm destroyed. I exist. Okay, I think these are my 3 bottom beliefs. So I'm just going to test these. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. On any level, in any language, I'm nothing. On any level, in any language, I'm destroyed. On any level, on all levels, in all languages, I exist. All right. Check them with creators of my bottom belief. Yes, absolutely. These are my bottom beliefs. Now, sometimes you almost like you can feel it's like when you do this more often, you can feel you go from like beliefs and then you go to like bottom beliefs and the energy shifts with them. That's how you recognize you might have a bottom belief, or there might be a little loop that's quite deep and you kind of keep looping in the same thing. Like I'm nothing, I'm destroyed, I don't exist. And then I'm nothing, I'm destroyed, I don't exist. So it's like a little loop. The best thing is to check with creator. Sometimes the body language really starts changing when you are the bottom belief or very close to the bottom belief. People can get emotional. These are all little signs that you know you are either at the bottom belief or close to the bottom belief. Okay, so I found my bottom beliefs. Now I'm going to do these secondary gains. So how could these beliefs helping me? Why am I holding on to this subconsciously? And my lessons. And then I'm going to shift the energy with downloads. You can receive the downloads if you say yes and you want them. And then I'm going to test again to see if everything is resolved. Okay. So I'm just going to clear the space again. So from creators' perspectives, like how are these bottom beliefs, how could they be helping me? Like, how could it be helping me to hold on to the belief I'm nothing, I'm destroyed, and I don't exist? And what you see is I didn't test I don't exist because often the subconscious cannot really understand the word not or don't or can't. So I tested the reverse. On all levels, in all languages, I exist. Just to make sure you're testing accurately, you want to avoid the words not and don't and can't in your testing. Okay. So how is it helping me for my subconscious to hold on to this? So the main thing what I'm getting is this is the only way you can be on Earth, because otherwise you will be banned from Earth. Okay. So again, that's a belief as well. So I need to do some downloads around that. Can the creator show me? And you can say yes to any of the downloads I do, and then you will receive them as well. Your choice. It's just a little bit of energy that comes into your field if you want to. You don't have to. Okay, can the creator show me what it feels like to be on Earth without being banned? Can we complete any vows, oaths, energetic contracts through the creator that I'm banned from Earth? That it's unsafe for me to be on Earth? Okay, it doesn't actually, like, it feels more like a curse when I go into the energy. So can we break and send into the light any curses whereby I'm being banned from Earth in any lifetime that I don't need this any longer, so that it's unnecessary for me to have? So I'm not just taking it away from all the lifetimes, I'm taking it away from the lifetimes where I don't need it, right? Okay, and that energy now becomes a lot lighter. And then I'd like a download from Creator. What it feels like to be on Earth whilst feeling safe. What it feels like to be on Earth and be myself. What it feels like to be on Earth without destruction. What Earth feels like as a place of unconditional love. What Earth feels like as a place of being able to grow whilst also support, whilst also contribute. What it feels like to live on Earth in a life of plenty. It's almost like in an energy where there is like paradise, because there is a possibility to have Earth as paradise, where the Earth is treated like beautifully, where the Earth is loved for who she is, and where all the beings that are living on Earth are loved for who they are, and what that feels like. If you like that, you can say yes. That is definitely a world I'm seeking. And I know it's possible. Okay, can the creator show me what it feels like to live life on Earth in harmony, in peace, whilst being my authentic self? And whilst the beings who are ready can also live their authentic self. In peace and in harmony, without it being boring. Okay, now I'm getting that I need to do some downloads around allowing more of the gifts to open up. As humans, we have a lot of gifts and we have forgotten a lot of our gifts. When I talk about gifts, it's some things around like psychic abilities, being able to connect in different ways, being able to use more telepathy or telekinesis, or like also language when talking is actually like quite limited compared to language through energies and thoughts. And we can communicate with a lot of different beings and also with other humans through thought. Have you ever had it? Whereby you thought about somebody and then like a minute later they called you? It's almost like you're energetically communicating with them already. And these gifts are going to open up more and more as we raise our level of consciousness and when we evolve. And it's fun. So can the creator show us what it feels like to have fun with this, to allow this process to open up gradually whilst we raise like hand in hand with raising our level of consciousness. So these things can open up in balance and in harmony. And yeah, from a positive perspective and what that feels like. And this is why I love Theta Healing, right? Because you raise your level of vibration at the same time you allow some of the gifts to open up, it goes very gradually, it goes very harmonious. Sometimes people are so focused on opening up gifts, but they're not necessarily focusing on raising their level of consciousness. And then sometimes a gift might open up, but they don't know how to be responsible or how to actually hold that energy for that gift. And then things can go significantly out of balance. So this is why I think Theta Healing and the belief work is so powerful, because things grow and raise in harmony and evolve in harmony. So can the creator show us what it feels like to evolve from a place of harmony, from an energy of harmony and balance and peace and joy and fun? When you like that, you can say yes. Okay, I'm asking creator, what am I learning from this? And I literally get evolution. So can the creator show me or show us what it feels like to evolve, create this highest perspective of evolution, and how to experience it and live it through inner peace, through harmony, through balance, through being our authentic selves, and that is safe and allowed. Would you like that? Okay. Now, when I witness that energy going in my body, it kind of goes into the front and to the legs, but it is not fully going through my spine. So there's a block there. It isn't really going in from my neck all the way to my root chakra. So I need to see what's blocking it there. Let's have a look. Okay, can the creator show me what it feels like to be a higher vibrational being and still be on Earth without being banned from Earth? Okay. That's one thing. And then this might sound a little bit weird, but I see some alien implants there that stop this energy going in. So I'm just going to ask creator to release any extraterrestrial implants. You have to be very careful when removing implants, because you can have teeth implants, you can have breast implants. You want to not take these things out, right? So I'm just going to say any extraterrestrial or alien implants in my own body. I'm not going to do this for you, because this is something you really need to talk through when you're on a course. Because you need to do this with understanding what you're doing. So I'm just going to do this for myself. Any extraterrestrial and alien implants that are blocking this energy flow from going through the spine. Again, I'm being very specific about which ones to take out. Okay. So that's one thing. I'm witnessing that. Now, some of the energy is coming in, but it's still not fully flowing. So there is something else. I'm just going to ask creator to scan my body again and tell me what is why it's not fully flowing there. Okay, then I'm going to ask creator to align and open up my chakras in the highest and best way for me, to the right amount for me. And I need to ask creator to activate my 3 eternal molecules. That's a DNA 3 thing. You learn it in DNA 3. It's a mastery course where we talk about this and activate them. And now the energy starts flowing a little bit more. So I'm just going to witness this process. It already flows easier. Okay, now I need to complete any vows, oaths, and energetic contracts that when all of this flows easily in my body, I'm banned from Earth or I need to leave Earth. Can I can creator complete that now? Okay, now the energy is coming out. I do this for all the lifetimes where this is relevant and where this energy is no longer needed. And then I replace it with unconditional love, with being welcome on earth, with enjoying my incarnations and what that feels like. And what it feels like to live my incarnations from an energy of abundance, from an energy of peace, and from an energy of contribution. What that feels like from creator's perspective, and that is possible for me. When you like these downloads, you can say yes. Oh, that feels so much better. So I've asked creator to complete the lesson of evolution. I really feel like my energy is like completely like calibrating to balance again. Okay. All right, this feels a lot better. So I've done my secondary gains, I've completed my lessons. And I'm just going to ask Creator to cleanse the energy for everybody, and then I will retest. Just a little thing, if you want to know more about like alien implants, in the Theta Healing Basic book, so the first book, there's a section on that. If you have any questions about it, put it in the chat, go to Susie Valentine, reach out to me. I'm very happy to support and help in these areas. Just want to make sure everybody is like remaining like balanced. These kind of things are just all the energy work. It's a lot of energy flowing, and it needs to be treated with respect, and it needs to be treated with the level where you're at, right? This is an example to show you what is possible, but I want to make sure everybody remains balanced here as well. Okay, so I've just cleansed the space for everybody, filled it up with unconditional love. And what I also want to do is I just want to rinse myself in the sparkling white light from the creator. And you can do that as well if you have joined the meditation. Go see yourself in the sparkling white light. Give yourself a beautiful rinse, sparkly shower. Good. And if you want to stay, you can stay connected. If you want to ground yourself, you just pull up the energy from the earth through the soles of your feet all the way to the top of your head, filling your entire body with unconditional love and with grounding energy of Mother Earth. Fiona, the founder of Theta Healing, says it's not necessary anymore to do that so much because if you stay connected, that can actually also really help you throughout the day. Personal choice, whatever you want. Okay. And then you can do an energy break if you want to. I'm going to test my beliefs again. So zipping up. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Right, let's start with the bottom beliefs. On any level, in any language, I am nothing. That's a no-no. On any level, in any language, I am destroyed. It's also a no. On all levels, in all languages, I exist. So yes, very good. Then I want to test the other beliefs. On any level, in any language, I can only be my true self if I'm never able to be anyone. That's a no-no. That's very good. I can be my true self and be someone. And then let's do the top beliefs, see what has changed there. On any level, in any language, I am judged for being spiritual. No. On any level, in any language, I am judged for the energy work I do. No. On any level, in any language, I am judged for being psychic. No. On any level, in any language, I'm judged for my communication with starseeds. No. On any level, in any language, I'm judged for my contact with extraterrestrials. No. Very good. So this is an example of how to shift and change your subconscious beliefs. What's happening now is my subconscious beliefs have shifted. The energy in my energetic field has shifted, has changed, is more in balance, more in harmony. Therefore, it's creating different experiences in my life. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Join me next week again. On Monday, I do psychic readings for free from 12 to 1 UK time. And on Thursday mornings at 7 a.m., I will do some more Theta Healing sessions on myself as an example. So come and join me again. If you have any questions, reach out to Susie Valentine. Go to susievalentine.com, reach out to me or my team. And if you're interested in learning this modality, we give courses, we teach, we help you guys in your life to overcome your challenges, be more of your authentic self, start living your purpose, be in harmony with who you are, and really allow yourself to empower yourself with more confidence. So if that's you, come and join us for any of the Theta Healing courses, book in a free discovery call with me, and we get you on the way. Okay, thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye-bye.